Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It is good and a morning. Long time no see, but I'm in the sunny climes of Woodstock, Illinois. It's June. Not done a video since my last Audax, and it's 3:30 in the morning, and so let's do another. The bright lights of the Quality Inn in Woodstock, Illinois. There's my steed for today. Put an extra little rack on the back. It's going to be hot, so I put an extra little rack on the back for 2 extra bottles. Plenty of lights. Plenty of lights. All in a pack still. Just started, 20k in. Phenomenal sunrise. Phenomenal. Good group here. So far, so good. When we all get strung out, I'll talk to you more. Just a lovely morning in northern Illinois. Coming into the metropolis of Kirkwood, which is the first control, over this sketchy bridge. Pretty river though. Checkpoint 1. And I had a Ziploc bag with my license, my money, my bank card, and it's fell out of my pocket between the hotel and checkpoint 1 here, so I have nothing. I'm in the middle of nowhere. So, yeah. 70k for the day, just leaving Kirkland, Wisconsin. Got to Kirkland, got to King Control. I need to get my brevet card out. Not there, the Ziploc bag is not in my pocket. My license, my bank card, my money, my brevet card is laying on the road somewhere between the hotel and Control 1. Not a great start to the day, but these things are sent to try us, so thankfully it was my old license, my expired license. I just ride with me for ID purposes. My actual valid driver's license is in the hotel in my wallet. I do have another card in my wallet for tomorrow, and so I can buy fuel to get home from here, but it's just another headache. I did text the RBA and said, hey, I lost my brevet card. So she's like, alright, well, you're on photographs and receipts, so what are you gonna do? Alright, but we're motoring along, trucking along. It's a beautiful day. It is a beautiful day, beautiful morning. We'll see what it's like when it gets up to 9 degrees later on. So far, it's a beautiful day. Fantastic sunrise this morning. And a really nice group to ride with.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
Let me,
So someone found my wallet. 80k's between Control 1, Control 2. I just got a text message saying someone found my wallet. Across the stop sign. This is my buddy Linus, fellow Manchester United fan from California. And he's happy they found my wallet too, because he doesn't have to lend me any money now. Oh, there's a beautiful smell of cow shit in the air too. Beautiful ride so far. Alright, so this is the brick road, apparently. And I just stumbled across it, as did everyone else. They'll stop further back there, I'm walking back towards them. But, yeah. This was built on the old Chicago and Iowa Trail. This road was the first state and paved rural road in northern Illinois. Begun in 1914, it was dedicated in August 21st, 1915. One lane of the fired bricks was put on the north lane, a dirt track on the south lane. 1 5/8 mile long. I'm just a font of knowledge. Or I could have just read that sign. But anyway. Anywho, they found my wallet. And they found the brevet card and the money and the card, so life's good. It's amazing how far the Romans got, isn't it?
The brick road, there you go, built.
What a stretch of water this is. Hey, I look an idiot, but I'm not going to get sunburned. It is toasty out. We are at 92 miles and it is hot. I just stopped for a refuel. This isn't a control, just stopped for a refuel. The next control is at Broadhead, and then I'm gonna jump on a bike trail to get up to New Glarus. But it is warm. But yeah. You know, what is it? 10 o'clock in the morning, I already done nearly 200k. It's worth getting out of bed for that. Just leaving Broadhead. And I have to be honest, I'm struggling. This is control number 3. 178k. And it's so hot. It's 90 degrees. I'm blathered in suntan lotion. It's just hot. We're gonna get on this trail now. I'm hoping the trail's a little shaded. I'm hoping. Here's hoping. Stopped at a picnic table. I'm struggling, guys. I really may have bitten off more than I can chew here. It's 90 degrees. I'm boiling. I'm boiling. So I found this picnic table in the shade. It's a water fountain, a bathroom. Laid on the table for a bit. Just dunked my head under the water fountain just to try and get my temperature down. Everyone else is probably way ahead of me by now. But yeah. I don't want to quit, but I'm hurting. My neck's hurting. My neck's always hurting. You know, I just gotta do my own pace, and if I can get my neck to stop hurting, then I'll be okay. Because once the sun goes down, the pain of the heat goes away, and I can just at least get back to the hotel. So, yeah. What you gonna do? It's one of them down moments. I know, it's one of them down moments. I'll probably do a video in 15 minutes of me all cheery and smiling and happy. Anyway, I've got to at least get to New Glarus. That's the next checkpoint, and we'll see what happens from there. I got about 5 miles left on this wonderful trail just south of New Glarus. Could have done with slightly wider tyres maybe, but this is probably as in good a condition as it'll get all year. It's pretty compact and dry. Really slowed my pace down. I was getting a little nauseous there from overheating, and really had to stop and imbibe some fuel. I don't know if I was bonking or just too hot. Thankfully, the state of Wisconsin has got water fountains with cold water at the trailheads, so I really was able to regulate my body temperature. So it's just another thing. Just another thing. This is amazing though. It's just a great day on my bike, really. Look at this. Also, at the back of my mind is still like, you've got 2/3 of this race ride to do still, mate. Yeah. Hey, 230 kilometers. And look at the scenery. It's stunning. It's beautiful. Just leaving New Glarus, Wisconsin, heading to the next control, which I think is Evansville. So, yeah. So what have I been up to? I've not done a video forever. Well, wife's been sick. She had surgery in May and complications, so that obviously took serious priority in the life. But I bought a proper indoor trainer. Had to get off the Peloton and onto my bike, which I quite like. I signed up to Ruby. I got trials of both Zwift and Ruby, and I thought Ruby was more riding roads and Zwift was riding on Fortnite. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. You know, while the wife was napping and convalescing, I was in the basement. So I feel, I mean, I'm tired, guys. But I did prepare for this. I feel like I put some work in for this. But maybe the pace of the group this morning was a little too high for me. But they did drag me through northern Illinois. So now I'm on my own. It's just me, myself, and I. Some of them hills north of Oregon were a bit rough. And it was hot. I keep going back to it being hot. I mean, it's June in America, in the Midwest. It is hot and humid and nasty. So, but it's nice. This is nice. I've just spent the day riding my bike. I'm probably going to go deep into the night too. Tell you what I did last week. Ram came through town. I went out to take some photos of the winner, Isaac Pulver, Jonathan Moore, Team Trini, as they went through New Melly, O'Fallon, Missouri. Phenomenal athletes, phenomenal. Good morning, day 2. But I'm still on the day 1 route. I'm not going to make it. But yesterday I was tired and knackered and struggling in the heat. But I did catch up with Todd and Lena. And then Lena bailed at the checkpoint in Evansville. And me and Chuck rode on, trying to get back to Woodstock. And then this hellacious thunderstorm rolled in. And we sought shelter in this bar. And one of the patrons just said, come and stay at ours. And he had a lovely house and he put us in his basement with futons and a sofa. And I slept like the dead. So, day 2 is 6 a.m. The sun's coming up. I'm riding my bike again. Although I am sore. But did 185 miles yesterday. I've got about 70 back to Woodstock this morning. And all in all, that'll be a pretty good weekend, I think. It's windy. Stunning though. Wisconsin is lovely. So here I be, 2 days after the event, back home. The video of the ride ended quite abruptly. I noticed that when I was editing it, so I feel I should, you know, speak about it somewhat. At the end there, in the second day, I was just gassed. And looking back in hindsight, my nutrition wasn't good enough. It really wasn't good enough. I kind of left the hotel room the morning of the first morning. I'd not had enough to eat. I should have been absolutely chock-a-block full of food. You know, 2 Nutri-Grains is not going to cut it. I was never, looking back, I was never going to replenish what I didn't have to start with. Does that make sense? And then when the thunderstorm rolled in and we managed to stay at that guy's house, I didn't eat before I went to sleep. So I was tired and empty and bonking beforehand. That morning, on the Sunday morning, I was absolutely ravenous. There's my puppy. Hey, Charlie. And so I needed to be absolutely chock-a-block full as I could, even if I don't want to eat at 2:30 in the morning. If I eat at 2:30 in the morning, I've still got plenty of digestion time to not feel full and bloated when I start riding at 4 a.m. I should have been absolutely chock-a-block full. I do want to thank Todd Hoskins of Great Lakes Ultra Cycling Group for kind of leading the stragglers, so to speak. He didn't have to. He could have just raced off ahead. He was a really strong rider, but he looked after the back of the pack, me and Lena especially. And I learned a lot from Todd. I learned about it. He was very analytical. He had a very scientific mind, I thought, about nutrition and how to go about this. And I learned a lot from Todd, and he looked after me. When the storm hit at 11:30 at night, we were in a small town of Indian Fort in Wisconsin, and I was just dead. I didn't want to speak to anyone. I didn't want to move. I didn't really want to do anything. And he was still sociable. He was still talking to people, and it was through him we were able to find lodging for the night. I'm not sure I could have done that on my own. Another thing that Todd had that I didn't, like, we rode through the rain. He had a spare pair of shorts with him. I didn't. I had to ride the next morning with wet, damp shorts from the night before. He had a dry pair of shorts. He was off. He was happy. My backside was all chafing and awful, and so it's these things I have to learn. So whilst I didn't do the distance I wanted to, I still did the most miles I've ever done in a weekend. I think I worked it out around 225 miles for the weekend. And that's a lot of miles. It's something I've not done, and something I need to learn, and something I need to get to grips with is riding a 300k, fueling up, get some sleep, and then wake up a couple of hours later and go again. I wasn't able to do that. Todd was. And he's got the experience and the nous, and as I say, he's got quite a formulaic mind of how to go about this, and he was probably able to finish the route, whereas I wasn't. But I still can't be disappointed. I still take away a lot of knowledge from the event, and I'm able to, I feel, learn from my mistakes and go again. And it's funny because I was absolutely knackered. I was absolutely beaten at the end. I got to the second to last checkpoint in Darien on the first day, and I was like, I'm done. I am absolutely done. But then you go back to the hotel, you have a nap, you have some food, and you start feeling more refreshed, and you start thinking about, how can I go about doing the next one? How can I attack the next one? What's the next plan of attack? So and I think just more miles in the saddle, just keep plodding away, and I can get there and learn from these people. Like I went to the 300 kilometer ride in Kansas, and I learned a lot from Spencer Class, and I learned a lot from Dave Matthews, and this time I take a lot away from Chuck Judy and Todd Hoskins from Great Lakes Ultra Cycling Group. A really nice route. As I said on the ride, I was probably a little too quick for me at the beginning. I kept up with the pack, but they dragged me. I was tucked in behind their wheels, and they dragged me from Woodstock all the way up to Broadhead, essentially. We were making really good time, and maybe I felt stronger than I really was. And then we hit the Sugar River Trail, and I just started feeling beaten down. I got slower and slower and slower, and I think it was a combination of heat, bonking, the pace. But at the end of the day, I come back from it smiling because I spent the weekend on my bike, which is something I love to do. So yeah, until next time, guys, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and we'll see you on the bike again.